The unique thing about this tree is that it has 4 leaders instead of just one. So we're going to cut really low in hopes that we'll capture most of them together. What we're using is a bow saw that I brought from home. And it looks like this is going to take quite a lot of work, so I'm probably going to switch off with those sawing. But generally, how you work one of these is you pull on the way back, and then you just sort of pull down so the teeth cut it when you're pulling towards you, and when you're pushing away, you're not really cutting. Okay. If someone wants to continue in the line.
Oh yeah, they actually give us free hot chocolate for buying one.
Because you're going perfectly horizontal, but you want to pull down to cut hard when you're pulling, and when you push away, you're just sort of putting it away from you, not really cutting that much. As you can tell by looking in at the tree, there's multiple trunks, so to speak. So there really isn't a central leader. It's a multi-stem tree, which is unique as you don't find many Christmas trees, at least the parking lot kind of stores where you can get these. Because this is a perfectly horizontal cut, by putting a little pressure in the direction you're cutting, helps take some pressure off the saw so that it won't pinch the saw as much with the gravity force of the tree pushing down on it. Making an intentional effort to cut very close to the topsoil so as to get as much of the conjoined area of the trunk as possible. Even though it's quite possible that, even though it looks conjoined, it might just be bark pressing on bark, whereas the systems of the plant are not connected.
I'm okay, thanks.
One thing to keep in mind also is if you're physically able to try to use as much of the blade as possible to maximize your gains with each pull.
Gotcha.
Now we're cutting in the other direction because due to one of the protruding roots hitting the top of the bow saw, it was angling the saw downward and creating it difficult to cut. Generally, one straight cut is the best as opposed to two, but sometimes, given the situation, you'll have to make adjustments such as this one. If we don't take anything off it after this, I think we might be good. But sometimes people generally cut it after they cut it. But since this is so fresh, I don't think that's necessary. Try to use the whole blade if you can, so that way you get the most out of each pull. So when you push, you're not really cutting, and when you pull back, you're pulling down to cut. If you're close enough, you can try to use the whole blade to get the most out of each pull. When you're pushing, you're not really cutting, but when you're pulling back, you're trying to cut the tree. It can be pressure somewhat in the direction you're cutting, but generally, because we're cutting perfectly horizontal, it's hard to do that all the time.
Okay, I think we're all the way through on different levels. So
That's the final cut. you can see, we cut low enough
If he's clearing or not.
so that
I don't think so.
mostly it's all attached. We'll see if it holds up.
Okay, if you let it fall, I'll pick up the base.